My dear sisters and brothers in Jesus Christ, let me begin with an incident from the life of Don Bosco. On 23 June 1855, on the eve of his name day, Don Bosco told the boys that each one of them could ask for a gift. He assured them that he would do everything in his power to satisfy their request. Help me to become a saint. This was the request of Dominic Savio. Young Dominic had made a very important choice very early in his life, a choice that led him on the path of holiness. It was Stephen Covey who said, "I am what I am today because of the choices I made yesterday." And Victoria Austin who said, "Remember, the choices we make today shape the people we become tomorrow." The choices that we make in life alter the course of our lives. Sure, there are the mundane little choices we make each day and they don't make much of it ripple. However, it's important to be aware of all the choices we are making and to consider the consequences of the choices we make. The liturgy of the word today is about choices that one happily makes and the commitment that follows. In the first reading, taken from the first book of Kings, at Gibeon, the Lord tells King Solomon that he could make a choice. The Lord tells him, "Ask what you would like me to give you, and I shall give it to you." In response to this, Solomon says, "Give your servant a heart to understand how to discern between good and evil, so that I will be able to govern the people." The reading then goes on to say, "It pleased the Lord that Solomon should have asked for this gift." Solomon could not have asked for anything better than wisdom. We read in the book of Proverbs, chapter 4, verses 7 to 9, "Wisdom is supreme, therefore get wisdom. Though it costs all you have, get understanding. Esteem her, and she will exalt you. Embrace her, and she will honor you. She will set a garland of grace on your head and present you with a crown of splendor." The gospel reading, the parables of the treasure and the pearl, is about choices happily made and the commitment that follows. If the twin parables of the mustard seed and the yeast that we read last Sunday was about the growth of the kingdom, the parables of the treasure and the pearl is about the values of the kingdom. We are told that there is nothing of greater value than the kingdom. We need to remember that a parable is a brief story and that it's the whole story taken together that makes the point. So, it's not just that the kingdom is like a treasure or a pearl of immense value. Nor is it that the kingdom is like a treasure hidden in a field and the merchant who is in search of a pearl of great price. It's rather like a treasure hidden in a field that a man finds and sells all that he has to buy that field. And it's like a merchant who is in search of the pearls, and when he finds one of great price, happily sells all that he has in order to buy the pearl of great price. Both the men found something so valuable that with great joy they sold everything they had. Yes, they just didn't sell some of what they had or most of what they had. They sold all that they had, and that too happily. There is total commitment. Joy is an important part of this story. The sheer joy of discovering the treasure, one is ready to sell everything. He's not upset that he has to sell everything. He does it because he wants to. He does it because he is glad to. He is so full of joy at the discovery of the treasure that he is glad to sell everything he has. Likewise, the merchant who found the pearl of great price too happily sells all that he has to acquire the pearl. Jesus teaches us that if we are committed to be his disciples, we will be ready to give up everything for his sake. To the rich young man who comes to him with the question, "What must I do to be perfect?" the Lord said, "If you would be perfect, go, sell what you possess and give to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven, and come follow me." Yes, dear friends, it is worth giving up everything to become a follower of Jesus. Jesus says in Luke chapter 14 verse 33, "Any of you who does not give up everything he has cannot be my disciple." Jesus once again sets the standard for discipleship in Matthew chapter 10 verse 37. There he says, "Whoever loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And whoever loves son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me." Every time we come around the altar, we are reminded how precious each one of us are to him. As far as Jesus was concerned, we are the treasure and the pearl of great price. No wonder he happily chose to give up everything for our sake. Paul tells us in the letter to the Philippians, though he was in the form of God, he, Jesus, did not count equality with God a thing to be grasped, but emptied himself, taking the form of a servant, being born in the likeness of men, and being found in human form, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even death on a cross. Yes, Jesus was ready to sell everything because he loved us. Are we ready to love him in return? Are we willing to happily sell everything we have for his sake? Because he is our treasure and the pearl of great price. Could we say along with St. Paul, who in Philippians chapter 3 verse 7 says, "Whatever was gain to me, I count as loss for the sake of Christ." May the Lord bless us all.